Hello. Oh. Yeah, could all drivers in our final please step up here? We've got Cameron Brewster, Tom King, Matthew Thornton, Robert Marwood, Harvey Robinson, Lewis Edwards, Daniel
turn around, I feel the breeze over me. You watch your dreams unfold. Let it come around and let it breathe over me. It's time to go away into the light. I feel the calming energy. I see the darkness coming, and I'm calling you to help me set me free. I'm calling for you. I'm calling for you. passion to it. I'll take a chance and let you in. Just take my hand and take me home tonight. We defeat all impossibilities. Yeah, you and me. We'll take our hearts and run free into the into the into the
It's that time again then at the NEC in Birmingham. It's prize racing time. These guys have been qualifying all day in our time trial, and we've got our final 8 here at the Project Cars 2 stage, again at the NEC, presented by Events House and powered by Playseat, Logitech and Overclockers UK. But then let's get our drivers here involved. First up then, we have got Team Haas Esports boss, Cameron Brewster. Already got the shoes off as well, proper sim racer. Next up then is Tom King. Next up we've got the second best looking GTA driver behind Tidgney, and it is Matthew Gauthier Thornton. Next up then is Robert Harwood. Next up then is Harvey Robinson. Very cool and collected. It's like Napoleon Dynamite. Next up then is Lewis Edwards. Representing Team ACR, we've got Daniel Solis. And finally, we have got David Whitehouse. So these guys have been duking it out with our time trial process here at the NEC. They've been going around Knock Hill in the A45 touring car. Yeah, thank you. Wonderful. 5 minutes, that is. Thank you very much. Anyway, let's get on with our racing here. We've got 8 drivers again. They've been doing their time trial at Knock Hill in the A45 touring cars. We're now going to be at Silverstone National again for 5 laps, 5 minutes qualification, and the winner will receive this beautiful bit of equipment here, a G29 Logitech wheel. Very interesting indeed. Lobby is now readying up here. They are all looking, well, is there any nerves out there? Napoleon's all good. Yeah. Matthew down there. Devastated at my comment about Tidgney. Tidgney is a delicious looking human. Got Cameron Brewster down at the end there. He was in the McLaren Shadow Project CARS final in Paris just a couple of months ago, so he's definitely someone to look out for. We're on board with him right now. Again, 5 minutes qualification, and then we're into a 5-lap race here. So not the most technical circuit here as well, apart from the final sector. There's a couple of really long straights here as well, so it's going to be very difficult for a leader to disappear. So if you were watching yesterday, we did indeed have a race at Red Bull National, and we saw VP driver Sir Race-A-Lot and James Baldwin for Veloce. They were side by side, or they were bumper to bumper for the whole race due to that factor. So hopefully we see similar here today, but maybe with a few more overtakes. And well, we saw in the first race we had today, Tom absolutely smashed it to pieces and beat one of the favourites here in Matthew Thornton. We've got Lewis Edwards then off the track already, just inspecting the cones, as you can see. There's one rolling by there. Down that big long straight, you can see how long it really is here. A couple of people warming their tyres up as best they could. Robert Marwood there is, yeah, absent from the wheel by the looks of things. There's Matthew Thornton then coming around the final corner. He's going to start his qualification here, and they should get a good 3, maybe 4 laps in here. So they'll be looking to get a banker time very, very quickly, which will probably be about half a second off of their normal pace, and they really will go hammer and tong and try and get every single 10th or 100th out of this lap. So we're going around turn number 1 here. It's very easy to run wide there onto the AstroTurf. Once you run wide there, it just continues to carry on. There's a big runoff there, but you will, of course, get a slowdown penalty up in towards turn number 2 that very quickly goes into turn number 3 here. And it's a very, very slow right-hander compared to the rest of the circuit. And again, he just uses the bit curb there on the exit of turn number 3, which is not ideal. Again, once you get 2 wheels over there, it's very likely that the rest of the car is going to follow you. You're getting no traction whatsoever. Up here towards turn number 4 then, into the final couple of corners. You see, this is where it gets very, very technical. You've got to hug the apex there, run out nice and wide, but you've got to get quite far left here, although Matthew's taken a very different line there. He's gone out nice and wide to try and cut back in and maximise the speed on the exit. And actually, it's a pretty tidy lap from him so far, apart from running over the curb. So a very good banker time indeed. Is he going to be the first one to cross the line? It doesn't. Well, he's not. He's not the first one to cross the line there. But he is going to put in a 1:06. So he's second on the grid right now. Brewster up into pole position in a 59.837. So again, Cameron Brewster, he's involved with the Haas F1 Esports. And we've got a lot of drivers here that are either professional drivers or heavily involved within the esports scene from multiple different games. It's good to see them getting involved and qualifying for our finals here as well. You can see Robert Marwood then is actually on the track this time, which is good to see. Round turn number 1. He's the only one yet to put a time in currently. So, oh, and as I say that, he's decided to go into the pits. As if by magic. Harvey Robinson then. You can see right now he's down in 7th spot right now, 6.3 seconds off the pace. Can he find those extra tenths? Can he find those extra seconds? Going to run a little bit wide there. He's going to get it tucked in nicely in the end though. One more corner to go. 1 minute 30 seconds left in qualification then. And then we'll be straight into the final race of the event. Tom King then currently on provisional pole here. 59.6 has been posted. And yeah, he's come out of absolutely nowhere here. Won race 1 earlier on today, got his automatic qualification into today's final. And he's duly taken that on today. Brewster in second, 2/10 back. See that, yeah, Matthew is not doing very well, down in 5th position here. Nearly a second off the pace. Not expecting to see that at all. Again, he's going to have another lap time after this, indeed. 55 seconds to go. He's got plenty of time. But Tom in the lead right now, 59.6 seconds. And actually, he slowed right down there. I don't know why. Probably trying to get the best exit possible here onto this straight. Or he's going to lost a lot of time, a lot of momentum here. Now he's got to leave room on the outside, otherwise he's going to clean someone out. It's not a good lap time again. And oh, I think he's being sneaky here and looking for a bit of slipstream, actually. That's what's happening here. Very clever indeed. So Tom then still in that pole position time. 59.263. So he's actually improved here again. And can anybody touch him here? So Matthew then just needs to get on the power nicely here. Just tuck in behind, get into that slipstream. He's going to gain him a good 2-3 tenths of a second along this straight. And you should slowly see him close up, although he got a very bad exit there. This is going to be his last opportunity. Yes, it is. So the timer has run out now, and everyone that's crossed the line will be on their final lap here. And is anyone going to touch Tom here? Matthew then still struggling with some traction with this car. Not a good day for him at all. Danny Solis down in 6th position though. Can he improve as we end up near the end of this qualification process? 40 seconds left on the clock. And again, it's not the best of time here at all. So that is qualifying over then. Looks like Cameron Brewster did go up to second then, 1/10 of a second off the pace. And who else is on a lap time? David Whitehouse then is in 3rd position. Well, Harvey Robinson then up to 4th. Thornton is in 5th position. Marwood then, he's on a slowdown here, so he definitely isn't doing another lap. Edward then goes up into 7th position. And then we've got Danny Solis. Did he improve on his time, or is he going to be starting at the rear of the field here? You see that Tom King is our pole sitter, 59.263. 1/10 of a second behind him is Cameron Brewster. David Whitehouse is in 3rd. Harvey Robertson in 4th. Matthew Thornton is in 5th. Robert Harwood is in 6th. Lewis Edwards in 7th. And Daniel Solis is in 8th. It's our final race here at the NEC. Who's going to take away our final prize to give away of a Logitech G29? Tom King is our pole sitter. 5 laps, it will be over in a flash. And we're underway here at Silverstone, and it's a pretty poor start then by the pole sitter. And up the inside then is Whitehouse. So Whitehouse has got an absolute flyer here. He's going to have a nice entrance into turn number 1. Is he going to be going for the reverse? He's not going to be able to do it, unfortunately. Brewster then is in 3rd position. And it's a hell of a start there by Whitehouse. Whitehouse up the inside here. As we come up towards turn number 2, we've got turn number 3 here. He's going to be on the outside of the track here. Is he going to be able to hang it around the outside? He's not. Cameron Brewster's trying to go up the inside here to gain that 3rd position. And there's a few people flying off the track in behind. Cameron Brewster then in that slipstream coming up towards the final sector here. And you can see that Tom is under all sorts of pressure. Can Whitehouse go around the outside? Oh, Brewster's just been caught out there by the early braking. Up the inside then, who was that? That could have been very dangerous indeed. Looks like Edwards then is up into 5th position. So it's Harvey Robinson then in 4th spot. You could cover these guys with a loincloth. They're that close at this point. Tom King, though, still leads this race. Cameron Brewster has made it up into 2nd spot. Whitehouse, with an absolute flyer off the start, had a pretty poor 3rd sector. And he's struggling here for the pace. Although he's going to go for a late dive at the inside. Cameron Brewster covers him off. Really learned the brakes. And actually, it's cost him the position here. Just goes straight through the back there of Brewster. And Brewster is going to hold on to that position. Look at Matthew Thornton then. Trying to make a move then round the outside. He's going to have the inside line though, going up in towards turn number 3. And is he going to get it done? Well, he is. There we go. Jostling for position. And he moves up into 4th spot then. Lewis Edwards now down into 5th position. Again, with the slipstream. Right now, Tom is leading this race right now. David Whitehouse then down in 6th position. Look at Lewis then trying to have a little nibble then up the inside. not going to be able to do it, or is he going to run out right? Oh, he's still there, side by side, a little bit bargy-bargy. Can Matt hold on to it? He does indeed, and that could have been a whole different story there. So already in the lap number 2, nearly at the halfway point of this race. And right now, Tom is doing really well, although Cameron Brewster is very close indeed. Look at Robert Marwood, though, down in 7th position behind Whitehouse. Whitehouse had a hell of a start here, got up to 2nd position, now finds himself battling for 7th spot with a penalty as well. Marwood round the outside. It's very difficult to make an overtaking move there. It's a very fast corner indeed. It's a very slight touch on the brakes. You can see that Matthew, they're getting very defensive in 4th position between him and Edwards. Edwards looking to send it up the inside at any opportunity possible. And then there's a mistake. He's run a little bit wide under pressure now from the guys in behind him. And now Marwood's up into, well, Marwood's got down to 7th. So, yeah, White's gone up into 6th spot. We've got Cameron Brewster here trying to battle for the lead then. He's going to go the long way round here. He's going to probably try to do the cut back here. But can Tom hold a tight apex? Looks like he can. Good defender so far. And again, putting his car in the right positions here. Very good display so far. 2 more laps remaining here then, and it's looking very likely that these two are going to be the ones duking it out for the win here. Whether or not the guys in behind can really catch up. Looks like Matthew in 4th is 3 seconds off the pace with no penalty. The 3rd spot has got a penalty, unfortunately, so it's going to be between these two. Yeah, there we go, Harvey Robertson with a 2-second penalty. 2 laps remaining. There's a mistake by Cameron Brewster. That potentially could be a slowdown, but if it's not, he has carried a lot of speed through turn number 1. You can see his cloak, there we go. He has got a slowdown, slowing down into the corner. And is he going to be able to get away with it here? So coming up down the back straight here. Matthew then making a move 3 wide then, coming around turn number 3. And is he going to be, he's got the room there, he's clear. And he's up into what is 5th position, now into 4th because he's trying to go past Whitehead here. And he's got the inside line going up in towards the final sector. And Lewis Edwards isn't done here though. Is he going to go late on the brakes? He's not going to be able to make it stick there. Actually quite respectful driving, considering he had the opportunity to send one up the inside. Not quite so much by Marwood. Marwood's having none of it. He's like, yeah, I'm having that position. You made the mistake. I'm going to take it here. The leaders, though, on the final lap here. Oh, there's a penalty for the leader here. It's 0.3 of a second between him and Brewster. And Tom King has got a penalty. It's 1 second. Cameron Brewster stays within that 1 second. He will win this race here. And now they're on the final stretch. You can see that Tom King is pushing it as much as he possibly can. And Cameron Brewster just needs to keep it clean. Robert Marwood there and Matthew having a bit of an argy-bargy there at the exit of turn number 1. And that is their race over. So here we go then. Tom King still leads this race, but he's got Brewster in 2nd spot. And again, it's about 0.4 of a second. He's got 0.6 to play with. If he is within that 1 second, he will win this race just by keeping it clean. And we said this all weekend, how valuable it is to keep it clean. And it's looking very likely here that the Haas Esports team boss is going to pick up this Logitech wheel around the final couple of corners. Oh, Matthew having a hell of a little battle there for what would be now 7th spot. But Tom King is going to cross the line and pick up the victory. But by 0.4 of a second after the penalties have been added, it is going to be Cameron Brewster that picks up the victory. So we get the classification here of the provisional results. The admin have to look through the race, of course, to make sure that that is the case. But Cameron Brewster is your winner. Tom King is going to finish in 2nd. Harvey Robinson is in 3rd spot. Robert Marwood is in 4th. Lewis Edwards in 5th. David Whitehouse is in 6th. We've got Matthew Thornton in 7th. And then Daniel Solis is in 8th position. So if we could have Cameron step over here and have a little interview with me, that'd be fantastic. We could be waiting a while. He's right over the far end there, but it was a great drive by him. He kept it clean. And again, Tom King made that one mistake. 1 second penalty has cost him the chance of this racing wheel. Again, Cameron, if we could have you over here, my friend. Thank you very much. He's just going to jog on over. No shoes. Be careful, don't injure yourself. So here is our provisional winner. That's it. Give him a round of applause. Well done.
Cheers, thank you. I didn't actually realise that Tom in front actually had a penalty for that.
Did you not? You're shaking. Wow.
Nerves.
You've been in some really big competitions and you're shaking here. It shows how much it means, I guess.
Yeah, and just because I wasn't expecting it. I thought I'd blown it onto the Wellington straight. I got a bit too close and didn't get the run out the corner. But no, thankfully, managed to avoid getting penalties myself. And It's like I saw in Paris when I was there for the Logitech G Challenge final. So many people got track cut penalties. It's just a case of keeping it clean and trying not to pick any up. So.
Well, obviously, I've met you a few times at different events now. You're, one of the quickest guys in the world within multiple racing games.
You're a bit flattering.
But then we've got someone like Tom King. You didn't know he had a penalty, but so you couldn't actually catch him. Like, how surprised are you of this guy's pace? I've never heard of him. He's come out of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, so...
it's quite a compliment that you were behind him and couldn't make the overtake, even though you didn't know he had a penalty.
Yeah, so no disrespect to the guy, but I hadn't heard of him either. But his pace is brilliant. I tried a couple of times down into the Brooklands and Luffield complex, but literally, you just can't... If there's no gap, you can't muscle your way through. So, yeah, tried my best, but just couldn't quite make it stick. But penalties came into play and managed it.
Absolutely. So we're still waiting for clarification of our result, but you guys have just witnessed a very, very good race indeed. There was a lot of carnage behind you. How glad were you to get off the line and get out of the potential carnage?
So yeah, I messed up my start of it, and I was panicking a bit as you kind of get swamped into turn one and going into cops with about 5-6 cars around you. It's never good. But just managed to work my way back up into second after the first lap, and yeah, it's always good to be out of the way when you're in touring cars.
Yeah, that's cool. Of course, you're heavily involved with Haas in their esports journey. We announced yesterday the Project CARS 2 World Championships. Is that something you're going to be looking to get yourself involved in?
I'll possibly give it a look. I mean, evidently I seem to have the pace. I wasn't quite sure. I haven't been on Project CARS 2 for a while, but if the pace is there, I'll give it a look and see what happens.
Absolutely. Well, I'm delighted to say that you are officially now our winner today, and you won yourself a Logitech G29. So, like every day, I'll swap it for the microphone. But congratulations.
Brilliant, thank you.
Well done, mate. Good work. So there you have it then, guys. That is our final race of this weekend. It's been a very tiring weekend. We got to announce the SMSR Championship, which every Project CARS esports fan has been waiting for. But you can't do these sort of events without a lot of people behind the scenes. So I want to say a huge thank you to the sound guys, to the camera crew, to the setup crew, to the admin behind the scenes as well. There are so many people that have been a part of this epic event, and it's been absolutely sensational. But we'll see you in a couple of weeks or a few weeks' time when the SMSR will be coming to your screens, well, in a couple of months. Take care. Have a good one.